Hey guys, it's Chain here. Decided to make a new kind of series now that I finally got my KSM. Excited and happy that I finally got all my 15s in time. So now I've got time to focus on other stuff. So what this is people don't realize how easy it is to get from level 50 to item level 200 plus within a matter of a couple of days. Like you can do that in about a week if you really try hard. So this is going to be a series of videos that I'm going to be posting on YouTube and also streaming live. It's basically going to focus around what are the strategies and how can you do it quickly and efficiently. First, we got to make a couple of choices, right? The first choice we got to make is what server are we going to start on? And by the way, I'm also doing this like in stealth mode, so like not getting help from any friends, as if I'm going to be pretending like brand new to WoW, and I'm just bought my Shadowlands edition, and I got my 50 level boost, and that's where I'm starting from. So not gonna have any gold. I can't help that I might have account wide stuff unlocked, but I'm gonna try my best to make it as hard as possible for me in that sense. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look at what realm I want to create my character on. Now normally you would want to get into a decently high realm server. My main server is Area 52, which is one of the highest population servers, just because it's easy to find a guild, and it's just the auction house is a lot easier and stuff. For fun, I'm gonna go on the smallest possible population server. That makes sense. So like this is a website called Raider.io. This is how people track how well you're doing in endgame content, whether it's keys or raids and things like that. Each person has a profile, so they have different utilities that you can use. One of them is like looking at realms. So this just gives you a bunch of information. You can just go to the website here and look at it. So I'm not going to go into this one, which is the lowest one, because it's Portuguese and I'm an English speaker. I would love to get a server that is only a single server, not a shared server, and also preferably Horde, because no offense to the Alliance players, but I am a Horde at heart and forever will be. So let's do it. Alright, so this is the server I'm choosing. Rallian. So now the question is, what class is the best to start off with my boost? If I were a brand new player coming into the game, what would be the best class to play and to spend my boost on to be able to make gold, get into the end game scene and content, raid, mythic plus, all that kind of stuff? Again, I'm not using any of the allied races because I'm pretending like I'm a brand new player that doesn't have access to any of that stuff. So a warrior is great if you want to be a tank or melee DPS. But unfortunately, right now, and this is something a new player may not know, but the meta is how you go about like determining what people are playing and what's the most optimal classes or specs or things to do and play in the end game. So that's what, when people say meta, that's what they refer to. So according to the meta, warrior is not like the top. There's a website called subcreation.net, and so this is a very useful website if you haven't seen this before, because it gives you all the different tiers, like what is in the meta. So like you'll always see at least for this patch 9 until 9.1, Vengeance Demon Hunters are always what's considered S tier, like super, like the best, and it goes S, A, B, C, D, F. So you can see here, Prot Warriors, they are the absolute worst currently tanks. So if you want to tank, this is not a good choice. If you want to DPS, Fury is B tier. So it's decent. You can definitely get there, but it's not the best. The best DPS class would be for Mythic Plus and keys and dungeons would be Outlaw Rogue and Windwalker for melee, or Balanced Druid, Fire Mage, or Shadow Priest for range. Those are the best classes for Mythic Plus. But let's look at Castle Nathria for rating and see what's there too. So here we see Vengeance is A tier. It's no longer S tier, which is interesting. Warrior is at the bottom of the list there. For melee DPS, Warrior is a B tier, so same as Mythic Plus, and so is Arms. So both the DPS specs of the Warrior are B tier, so that means that you could be okay if you wanted to go Warrior route for DPS, and then and since there's also no S tier. And on the range side, there's again Balanced Druid is in the S tier, and Affliction Lock and Fire Mage. So let's say we wanted to just go based off of the meta so that we had the easiest time to get into groups and not get as rejected as much, and all that kind of good stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to see based on these two things. So looks like Balanced Druid and Fire Mage are consistent from the Mythic Plus. They're both S tier. And tanks, the Prot Pally is S tier in raid, but in dungeons it's not. It's B tier. We've got Vengeance, which their damage is comparable to the Warrior in Mythic Plus, but I don't think it'll be. Oh, it is interesting. Havoc is B tier in raid 2. Okay, that is an option if you just want to tank in DPS. And then we've got Guardian Druid and the Brewmaster Monk as A tier for dungeons, and that's going to be the main thing we're going to be focusing on. We're obviously going to be doing raids because the two goals for the series is AOTC and KSC, Keystone Conqueror, so all 10s in time. So we're going to be spending a lot of time in dungeons, so that's going to be very important. So I'm actually seeing a theme here. So if you spend time analyzing this, you can start to see patterns and stuff. So like you can see the Guardian Druid. If you wanted to tank, it's A tier. That means it's pretty good. It's better than the Pally. It's top 3 tanks. And Balanced Druid, which is another spec of the Druid, is top DPS ranged. However, if you wanted to go melee DPS, so that's the one thing about Druid. Druid has literally every freaking spec in the game. Like, you can do tank, you can range DPS, you can melee DPS, you can heal. Like, there's nothing a Druid can't do. But for melee DPS this tier, Pharaoh Druid seems to be on the bottom of the row, for at least for keys. And then if we look at healers, Holy Pally and Resto Shaman are S tier for keys. And then we've got the Druid here, B tier. And if we look at raids again at healers, then Disc Priest is the top, then Chamois, then Pally, and then Druid. So Druid is a C tier healer for raids. I do not really anticipate myself ever healing a raid because I've never done that, and even the thought of it is extremely overwhelming. So I am not going to even focus on that aspect because I am not going to be healing. And if I wanted to be in the top healers, I'd probably have to go Pally because that's the only one that has all 3 specs. And again, we want to have all of our options open, in case you're a person who likes to tank, in case you're a person who likes to heal, in case you're a person who likes to see big numbers on your damage meters. So, what is the most versatile class that would be the most easy way to get into the game and be able to do all of it, all the different aspects? Because like Priest only does damage and heals. Same for Chamois. So we're kind of limiting ourselves in terms of the criteria. So I think what I'm going to go with, just because I think it might give me the most options for getting into dungeons and raids and groups, and also, having the most different variety of stuff depending on what kind of gear I get. I might, like, if I get something great for one spec, then maybe I might go there, kind of thing. So I think I'm going to go with the Druid just because it's a great tank, and I'm normally a main tank. It's S tier in terms of Balanced Druid. The DPS is absolutely broken, and it's not top tier in keys, but it's not bad either. It's not like a Mistweaver. So based off of this, if I wanted to get even deeper into analysis, I could also open up Warcraft logs and look at that meta. But I've already done that like a million times, and I happen to actually know that Balanced Druid is the top in raids, and they're okay in tanking, but they're also not the greatest. So now that we know what class we want, we also need to figure out what race we want. So to do that, go to our other next best friend, which is wowhead.com. This is the source of all knowledge when it comes to World of Warcraft. If you have a question or something that you need to find or figure out, what does an item do, how does it work, or what is the latest news when it comes to World of Warcraft or anything like that, Wowhead is the place. All the information accurate because it's mostly data mined, either data mined from the actual game, from the files, or from top players of the game that write articles and opinions and guides and stuff. So best races for Guardian Druids. We're ignoring Alliance because we're going Horde. So High Mountain Tauren, but again that is part of the allied races, so we're pretending like I don't have that. Or Troll. Troll we can do because of their Berserking. Berserking, it's basically a free 10% haste on a 3-minute cooldown. That's if we wanted to go only Guardian, okay? So, but let's also take a look at the other specs. There we go, races. So, Horde races. Okay, so it looks like for both Resto and for Guardian, Troll is the best non-allied race. For balance, I guess I could look at possibly Blood Mallet. I don't know if that would have. That's another good website for you to know. So if we were to look at balance, there we go. Yeah, races. Okay. So Night Elf. Oh, it looks like there's hardly any difference, but High Mountain Tauren is the best, and then Tauren. Troll is actually at the bottom for balance. That's interesting. I mean bottom. We're talking about. From best to worst, we're talking about a 22 DPS difference with the most optimal settings. So that's like statistically insignificant, I feel like, if you were to put that into perspective. But let's look at what Blood Mallet is for the rest of the specs. So again, okay, so for Guardian, it's the top non-allied race, so that's good. That matches what we saw in Wowhead. So we're going to go with Troll, not overthink things too much. So we have the server that we want to go on, and we've also decided what class and race we want. So here's the Troll, and we're going to go as a Druid. And now we know what our oh, that's really cool. I didn't realize that's our cat form. That's super cool. So now let's go ahead and customize. And if anybody's in chat can help me think of a name for this character, that would be awesome while I start customizing it. So skin color, I actually like the one it came with. Is there anything I actually don't like about this design? That's actually a pretty cool design. Roderick? Why Roderick? Yeah, I like this. This is good. He just looks like it. Okay, let's see if that's available. Roderick. Okay, Roderick is taken. What could we do to that name to make it available? Add a K? Okay. Roderick. Oh, that's available. Cool. Yeah, no, I don't want to do alt codes because that makes things like weird. So, okay, that makes it simpler. Thanks for that suggestion, Piroshki. Alright, Exile's reach and finish. Alright, we got our level 1 druid here, and we're gonna go. Hey friends, if you reached this far in the video, I hope that you enjoyed it and genuinely found it useful. Please hit the subscribe button below the video, and feel free to just smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and helps reach new players that will hopefully benefit and hopefully enjoy watching my content. This was the first episode in a series. I will be releasing more. The next episode is going to be about my journey through the new beginner zone that was introduced with Shadowlands, called Exile's Reach. I'm going to give my opinion, overall experience of the gameplay, and how I think that it helps new players learn the game. And after that, we're going to begin our journey from level 50 all the way to eye level 200 plus with Keystone Conqueror, AOTC, and much, much more. And if you want to watch the next episode live, the link is in the description below to my Twitch channel. I generally stream daily, Monday through Thursday, from somewhere around 7 p.m. to like 10 or 12 o'clock depending on the day and how tired I feel. So with that wrapped up, thank you all for watching, and happy gaming!